Hey everybody, we're back. Another update video. So I went ahead and did the fun stuff first. So I did a rattle can repaint of most of this tractor and just made it so it matched, because even though it's yellow from the factory, this upper arm, I just wanted it all to be blue. It's purely aesthetic, but it looks a little better now. Other benefit of actually repainting certain things is it makes it easier to spot leaks if you've got a uniformly colored background. So this isn't just trying to make it look better, but my other thought was, if I did make it look better and eventually I wanted to resell this tractor, then everybody likes machinery that looks clean and new. So here's the quick updates. So I had a diesel fuel leak from the injector pump assembly, which is right here. This whole assembly holds right here. There's the fuel pump lines right here. Here's your output lines to your various cylinders. Otherwise, I don't really know how this works. So, but it was leaking quite badly along this gasket right here on this edge. And this doesn't always work, but what you can try, if you have, say, even a valve cover gasket on your car, you can try this first before you have to replace. Just tighten the cover down of the cover, whatever it is, whether it's a valve cover gasket or some other kind of cover. And these are 10 millimeter bolts, I guess, right here on the top, and they also hold this down to the pump assembly. So I used brake clean to clean the whole thing off first. I tightened these 2 nuts down and re-cleaned it, and I did that yesterday, and nothing still. So that's good. That's good. There might be future issues, but at least that leak for now is stopped, and everything else looks dry since then as well. So that's good. But if you are having some weeping, I'm not talking spraying diesel, I'm just talking a weeping leak, then this might work for you. There are seal sets available online for this, as well as completely rebuilt or brand new pump assemblies. And from what I understand, it's best to not take these apart and reassemble them or rebuild them yourself, especially if you're someone like me who's new. You want to just buy the whole assembly, which is from here to here, detach it from the fuel lines, and I think this is the timing chain right here, and just get a new one, bolt it right back on. The other thing that I did was reattach this cable connected to the starter solenoid right here. I believe that's what this is your solenoid. There's your starter motor. This cable had completely detached and it was just barely touching, so put a new crimp connector on there and put that back on. I probably shouldn't be touching this because this is the I believe the negative cable. The next thing I've got to do is I have a coolant leak on the top of the engine right here. This coupling right here, this flexible coupling right here, is leaking pretty badly. It's wet all the way. Let's see if I can get that to focus. You can see it's just leaking all the way around there. So that's not great. And it's getting down underneath. And anyway, coolant leaks aren't an emergency, but they are not going to get better. So my recommendation is, so these are, it looks like basically a permanent type of hose clamp that you use a specialized tool with these pins to tighten this ring down. I don't have that tool. And it's also very difficult to get in here because of these brackets all the way around it. So what I did was I have my little hazard fraught mini Dremel with a cutter wheel on it. And because this is really tiny, smaller than probably a typical Dremel brand, I'm able to stick it in here, behind here, sneak it around, and then I can actually cut these bands off, which is what I did. So I cut that one off, and I cut the lower one off down there. So that's maybe a little bit easier than some other methods. And usually, you know, with these, especially this one, I knew I was not going to reuse it because it has these temporary, or I guess one-time use pins. So I can't reuse it. There's no sense in trying to save it and unscrew it or remove it gently. So just cut it off, and these mini Dremels can do the trick. So I'll put some links to some of the different parts that are available online. So I did find that this front U-joint is bad, needs to be replaced right here. And I found 2 different websites that have it. One website has this piece right here, just this, and does not include the rear. And then they also sell the entire shaft from here up to where it connects way up there. Let's see. All right, so you can get the entire thing, and yeah, and I'll put a link for the pump assembly as well in the video. So hope this helps somebody out who has one of these old tractors.